Now, let us try out the box and whisker chart. This type of chart is generally used for statistical data analysis. This chart is also known as a box plot and is a graphical representation of data based on a 5-number summary. These numbers include minimum value, the value at quartile 1, the value at median, also known as quartile 2, and then the value at quartile 3, and finally, it's the maximum value. Now, to understand the essence of this type of chart, we need to have some data to work on. So let's try that out. So here we have two teams, Wild Willows and Fiery Eagles, slated for a final football match. We have an extract of the team's rosters over here, and we can see that there are 25 members in each of these teams, with the age of respective team members as well. Now, I would like to perform a quick analysis on the distribution of age for each team. I would like to know the average age of these members in each team, and then I would also like to know the lowest age and the highest age within these teams. So let's try that out. First, I would like to know, for example, over here, I say I want to know the average age. Let me put it here, average age. Then I would like to know the minimum value, that's the lowest age. Or I would just use the word minimum here. And then I would also want to know the quartile 1 value, the mean, and then quartile 3 value, and then, let me get this, and then quartile 3 value, and then finally the maximum value. Now, I want this for both the teams. One is Wild Willows and Fiery Eagles. So here I have for Wild Willows, and next to it I have for Fiery Eagles. So let's expand this column here. Great. I would like to make it look in a tabular format like a table. So I'll give some borders. Good. Let's make this bold. Good to go. Now, how do I find the average age? Well, pretty simple. We have the average function. And now that's for Wild Willows. So select all the age numbers and close the bracket. Here you have the average age. Same way, let's try this out for Fiery Eagles. So we say average. Here we have. Now, this table is not exactly required for creating the chart, but in order to understand the components within the chart, we are trying to dig onto these numbers manually so that we can better understand and relate to each number that shows up on the chart. Now, the minimum value. So we have a min function in Excel. Let's make use of that. We have min, and now I need the maximum. Again, the min value for Fiery Eagles. Here we have. Now, quartile 1 value. Now, before we dig into quartile 1, let us fill the mean value. Now, we know that in total there are 25 records over here, and the median value that we are looking for, it's the median. And the median is generally when you have all these numbers arranged in an ascending order. Then of the 25 records, the midpoint will be the 13th record. And whatever age that you see on the 13th record is the median. Let me show you how. If I copy these values and paste it here, let's say right click, paste as values. These are not arranged in an ascending order. So let us select, while these numbers are selected, let us do a quick sort here for sort smallest to largest. Now, all the numbers or the ages under Wild Willows have been sorted in ascending order. Now, can we try the same thing for Fiery Eagles? Let's try that out. I copy this. Let's say I paste it here, right click, paste as values. And again, a quick sort, that's smallest to largest. Do I want to expand the selection? No. I just want to continue with the current selection, only sort the ones which are highlighted. Here we have. Now, these are 25 records here. So the midpoint is the 13th record. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 29 and 23 must be the median of these numbers. Let us find that out. We say median. There is a function in Excel called median. We can directly select these numbers, close the bracket, and here we have the median for wild willows as 29. And what about the median for fairy eagles? We select the numbers and hit enter, and we see the median is 29 and 23. How does it calculate, or how do we find out the median? Well, we arrange all the numbers in an ascending order and try to find the midpoint of the list. Now, 25 records is an odd number. So we have 12 numbers here and then 13th one, and then again 12 numbers here. What if this was an even number for, let's say, if it were 24 records and not 25 records? Then we have 12 here and then again 12 records here. At that time, we need to get both the two middle numbers for the series. So we have now 10 records over here, 11 records here, and then here again 11 records. So here the 12th record from both the sides is over here. We take an average of the two and that becomes the median. So in this case, 28 and 29, the average between the two is 28.5. And in this case, 23 and 23, the midpoint is 23. So had these been only 24 records instead of 25, then the median would have been 28.5 and this would have still remained 23. But as of now, that's not the case. So let's quickly undo this, and here we have the numbers back. Now, what about quartile 1? Quartile 1 is generally the lower part of the series. So here we have the median. All the numbers before this median will help us find the quartile 1. This is the first half of the entire series. And the median of the first half of the series is itself the quartile 1. So we say, let's say we have median function. And if I take a median of these values, it is 25. So we have 12 records. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then again 6 records. Here we see, let me highlight this slightly different, maybe a reddish, yes. So this is where the first quartile falls between. So 25, 25, the average of 25 is common. Now the average of 21 and 22 is 21.5. So the quartile 1 must be median. Close the bracket. Here we have 21%, 21.5. Similarly, we can get the median for the other half of the series. That is median. We select the records here. Now these are again 12 records that we are talking about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here it is, the midpoint. So average of 31 and 32 is 31.5, and then average of 29s is 29. So we have median and select these. So we are excluding the midpoint of the series while calculating the quartiles. So here we have this. Now this was a manual calculation, but we also have a better option here in case if you want. Okay. Let me also show you how to get this with the help of quartile function. Using quartile function. So I want to find these three values with the help of quartile function. So quartile 1, I said we have quartile exclusive array. Just select this all these series of numbers from the original set, and which quartile value do you want. point. I want the first quartile value, so 1, close bracket. Here we have. Going to try the same thing, quartile exclusive, select all the ages, and then this time I want quartile 1 for fairy eagles. Median is as good as quartile 2. Quartile exclusive, select the entire range, comma, you see the median value or 50th percentile. When we say 50th percentile, that's the second quartile. And then again for fairy eagles, we say quartile. Select that and 2, close bracket. And finally, the third quartile, we have quartile. Select this. And it's the third quartile, that's the 75th percentile that I'm looking for. Close bracket. And then again for the same for fairy eagles. Here we select the range. Now I need the 75th percentile or the third quartile. And here we have. Now let's cross-check our numbers. You see, the numbers are exactly the same. I've shown you how we can identify it manually by arranging the numbers in an ascending order and then determining the numbers manually. Well, Excel functions make it a lot convenient for us, and this has been the most easiest one. Quartile 1, we have a quartile 1 function. We don't need to worry about finding the midpoint here. We can directly select the entire records. Now just imagine you have 1,000 odd records. It would have been really difficult to identify the 500th row or 501st row. So you can simply use the quartile function to select everything and just ask for whichever quartile that you're looking for. For second quartile, either you use a quartile function or you use the median function. Both serve the purpose. And same way for the third quartile. So this is much more quicker and easier. Now finally, the maximum number. So we have max function and select these numbers here, close bracket. Same way over here, max function. Select them, close the bracket. Here we have. So we have the lowest value and the maximum function. So the 5 numbers that we are talking about, the 5 number summary that is required for a box plot, here it is. Well, average is just a value add to that entire box plot chart.